This is a true story. All names have been changed to protect the innocent. This story is about an organization called DePaul, located in the Rochester, New York area. They claim to help people with mental illness, substance abuse, and disabilities. But in this case, they failed, especially when it came to helping someone who was neurodivergent and simply needed guidance. Willie was not looking for supportive housing. He just needed help finding his own apartment. He had never rented before and needed some direction. At the time, Willie was receiving about $1,400 a month from SSI. DePaul told him the rent would be $1,200 a month. That already didn't leave much room to live, but they reassured him. They told him his SSI would increase through a program. They made it sound like things would balance out. So he trusted them. He moved in. He was assigned a counselor named Morgan. She was kind, but unreliable. She would miss appointments, show up late, or forget entirely. Sometimes she said she had migraines. Eventually, she was let go. The support Willie was promised never came. No help with groceries, no consistent check-ins, no real guidance. Before moving in, Willie had a stable life. He had an 800 credit score, college credits, a monetized YouTube channel, a valuable DVD collection. He just needed space away from his family. Within 6 months, everything started to fall apart. He was constantly running out of food. No one checked on him. No one followed through. One day, while going to pick up his blood pressure medication, he slipped on ice. The sidewalk had not been maintained. He broke his leg and needed surgery. When he returned, a staff member told him they would come the next day to help clean his apartment and make sure he had food. They never showed up. At that point, he physically could not take care of himself, not because of any mental condition, but because of his injury. Instead of helping him, they started pushing him into a group home, called a community residence. They called him repeatedly and pressured him. Eventually, he gave in. When he arrived, there was no welcome, no introduction, just paperwork and a room. The environment was unhealthy. Residents were given food stamps, but there was no structure, no guidance. People survived on soda and candy. One resident developed diabetes from drinking too much Pepsi. No one was taught how to cook. No one was taught how to clean. Staff seemed disengaged, like they were just collecting a paycheck. There were also disturbing incidents. A woman knocked on his door repeatedly, saying the devil wanted him to eat cheese sticks. Another time, an older man was left outside in the rain for over 30 minutes before anyone came to help. People openly smoked in no-smoking areas, even though it was a medical facility. Drug use happened around the property. Willie later spoke to others. A former employee said the job was too depressing because nothing was actually being done to help people. Another former employee said the same thing. A friend told him his brother was neglected so badly that he nearly lost a limb. Willie also had a friend named Tim who was autistic and sensitive to noise. They placed Tim in independent housing, even though he couldn't cook or maintain a home. When Willie visited him, none of the appliances worked. There was constant screaming and pounding for nearly an hour. Staff were called, but the response was slow. Eventually, Willie left. He got his own apartment and began rebuilding his life. But the experience stayed with him. This is not just one bad story. This is a pattern. If you or someone you know has experienced something similar, speak out. Call or text 5857031740.